On November 7, 2020, I upload this video on my channel where I show you how I learned to solve this 3x3 Rubik's Cube. And my best time is about 2.5 minutes. But when I solve this cube in front of my relative and friends, they say, "Oh my God, Captain, you are genius." And also they say to me, "We even can solve this one side and you solve full cube so fast." So now I want to upgrade the skill. Now I want to learn how to solve this 3x3 Rubik's Cube while blindfolded. I'm sure this time when I learn this skill and solve this cube while blindfolded in front of my friends and family members, they definitely say, "No, Captain, it's impossible. I don't believe you are magician. Bro, you are absolutely magician." So now let's see how much time it's take me to learn to solve this 3x3 Rubik's Cube while blindfolded. The most famous method to solving 3x3 cube while blindfold is the old Pokemon. So first I want to learn this method and memorizing all the algorithm and other things of this method. So then I can easily solve Rubik's Cube while blindfold with this method. Usually when learning how to solve Rubik's Cube, generally we need to memorize a bunch of algorithms. But in a blindfold, we just memorize 3. In most cases, the cube solved with first 2 algorithms and we didn't need the third algorithm, which called parity algorithm. But sometimes we need to apply the third parity algorithm to solve the full cube. I watch a lots of videos and they say it's easier to solve cube while blindfold rather than while looking and solve.
Learning to solve the cube blindfolded is easier than you might think, as there are only 20 pieces.
I don't know why they say this, but my mind says it is super hard to solving a cube while blindfold. We already know the cube has 3 pieces: middle, edges and corners. The first algorithm is T-perm. T-perm solve our edges. The second algorithm is Y-perm. Y-perm solve our corners. And that's it. After applying these 2 algorithms, the cube solves completely. The basic idea of the old Pokemon method is the buffer. What is the buffer, Captain? To understanding the buffer zone, we take a help from playing cards. A 3x3 Rubik's Cube has 6 sides, so we take 6 cards. Now look at these cards: A, B, C, D, E, F. Now we know all the cards in their right spot. Like this cube is solved, all the pieces in the right spot. Now let's shuffle the cards and scramble the cube. Now we know the A card home location is A, 2 card home location is B, and following all other card location. Right now all the cards not in their home location after shuffling. And also the cube pieces not in their right spot after scrambling. To move these cards in their right spot, we must need to swap with the buffer zone. Solving a cube while blindfold with old Pokemon method, we must select one buffer zone and swap pieces with a buffer zone to move the pieces in their right spot and completely solve the cube. For better understanding, first let's solve these cards. So our buffer zone is A. Right now in the buffer zone we have card number 5 and the card number 5 home location is E, and in the E location we have card number 3. One thing remember, we can't swap cards without buffer zone. We must solve all the cards with a buffer zone. Then repeat the same process one by one and solving all the cards, swap with the buffer zone and move the cards to their right home location. There is one case we might be faced and it's really help us while solving a cube blindfold. I'll show you what. Look at these cards. So after I solve 3 cards, I face the situation. The buffer card in the right spot and also these 3 cards in the right spot. But these 2 cards not solved. We can't solve cards without buffer zone and can't swap directly like this. So what we do now? Don't worry, I tell you. When we face this situation, simply we need to start a new cycle. In our first cycle, our 4 cards is solved, and now we solve other 2 cards in our new cycle. You can start a new cycle with any unsolved card. So now let's solve these remaining 2 cards. I start a new cycle with a C card, which is card number 6. Move the number 6 card to the buffer zone. Now we have card number 6 in the buffer, move to their right spot. Now in the buffer, the card 3. Card number 3 swap with the C location card, and that's it. Our second cycle is complete and all the cards solved. So why I tell you this? Because this is the most interesting and amazing way to understanding how to solve a 3x3 cube blindfold. And personally, I like this way. But these are cards and this is the cube. There is a little difference, but the concept is same. When we understand the method, it's a lot easier to solving a cube blindfold. So my first target is to memorizing all the 3 algorithms. After a few hours of practice, I memorized all 3: T-perm, Y-perm and parity algorithm. Okay, now let's see what happened when I apply an edge swapping algorithm on this fully solved cube. Every time when I'm solving the cube, green is in my front and yellow is on top. This is my cube holding position. R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. After applying the T-perm algorithm, it basically swap both top left and right edges and also swap both top right corners. So as you can see, it swapped both top edges and these two corner pieces, but the color is the same on top. It didn't swap the color. But for now, we forgot the corners because I just want to solve the edges. So I only focus on edges. Now let's scramble the cube and start to solving the edges with T-perm algorithm. If you remember, in a card, we select one buffer zone. So now it's time to select the buffer zone in our cube. Now in a cube, our buffer zone is top right edge piece and left edge piece is our swapping zone. Okay, now let's solve our first buffer piece, like how we solve the cards. So our buffer edge piece is green and pink, green sticker on top, so it goes here and match with these two middle pieces. So let's swap with the algorithm. But there is an important thing you must know before apply the algorithm and solving edges. Our edge swapping algorithm allow us to swap these two edge pieces. Right now our buffer zone piece right place this, not this, so we can swap the buffer piece with this edge piece. That's why we select swapping zone as well in a cube, because algorithm swap top two edges, no other edge piece. So we just simply did some setup moves to move this piece on top here to a swapping zone with same swapping color. Like the buffer is green and pink, green sticker on top, it came here. So we move this piece to the swapping zone. In a setup move, we only allowed to do 4 type of moves. L, L wide, D, D wide. During a setup moves, must remember one important thing. Do not disturb these 3 top right pieces. Otherwise, you will be messed up the cube. So I move this piece to the swapping zone and I apply the edge swapping algorithm. So as you can see, it swap both edges. Now simply reverse back the setup move that I did before apply the algorithm. And that's it. Our first edge piece is solved. That's great. Now we have another unsolved piece in our buffer zone, which goes here. First move this piece to a swapping zone with the setup moves, then apply the edge swapping algorithm. Here's the tricky thing I faced during edge solving. When I solve edge pieces, I got this problem right now. The buffer piece is in the right location and some of our edge pieces not yet solved. You might be faced this problem. So the trick is really simple. When every time we solve edges and we got the buffer piece in the right spot, it's not matter the edge piece color is match or not. Like in my case, the color is not match, but the edge piece in the buffer right location. If you remember in a card example, we start a new cycle when our buffer card in the right location and some of our cards not yet solved. So in a cube solving, we did the same thing. Start a new cycle. So now pick any unsolved edge piece like how we pick in a cards and swap the buffer piece with this unsolved edge piece. Right now our 3 edge pieces is solved. I pick this swapping zone edge piece because it's easy, no setup moves required, just apply the algorithm. So this method called start a new cycle. This piece now goes here. So I did the same thing, move this piece to the swapping zone, apply the algorithm, reverse the setup moves and solve the edge piece. And then I solve one by one all the edge pieces with this method. Okay, all the edges are solved. I practiced 3 to 4 hours and tried to solving the edges again and again. Also, I learned different type of setup moves, so it's helped me to remember how pieces move when I try actual blindfold. But sometimes I forgot where the edge piece goes. I forgot the setup move where this piece goes. But after more and more practice, I figured out how all edge pieces setup moves work and solve edges again and again without any mistake. Next day, I tried the corner swapping. It also solved with the same method but with a different algorithm. When I applied the corner swapping algorithm to the solved cube to see what the Y-perm algorithm actually did. So it basically swapped these 2 corners and also swapped these 2 edges, but forget the edges for now, only focusing on corner solving. Now we know our buffer and swap zone for corners. The upper left top corner piece is our buffer zone and the bottom right corner piece is our swapping zone. The top sticker piece swap with this bottom right sticker piece. In edge swapping, we didn't disturb these 3 pieces. Now in a corners, we don't want to disturb these 3 pieces during in setup moves. The method is exactly the same, but with different algorithms, different buffer zone, different swap zone, and different not to disturb pieces. I think I'm right. I scramble the cube and start solving the corners. The first corner buffer piece is yellow, green, and orange, and this is the right home location of our first buffer piece. Yellow, green, and orange. Yellow sticker on top, it goes here, so I move this piece to the swap zone with the setup moves, and then I apply the algorithm to swap the buffer zone. After applying algorithm, simply reverse the setup move, and that's it. So our first corner piece is solved. In corner swapping, we can also face the same problem like we face in edge swapping. If the buffer in the right spot and some of our corner pieces is not solved yet, simply start a new cycle by pick any unsolved corner piece like how we did in edge swapping. I practice about 2 hours to solving all the corners again and again and try to memorizing and learn all the setup moves. Corner setup moves also really difficult for me. I can't accurately do setup moves. I did a lot of mistakes during a corner setup moves, but then after more 1.5 hour practice, now I can do every corner setup moves 100% accurately. Okay, so look at this. All of the corner pieces is solved. Solving a full cube while blindfold, there is also one big problem, and that is memorizing the whole cube. Of course, it is really difficult to remember every piece color and remember where it goes. To solve this problem, we take a help from alphabets. Giving alphabet name to every piece sticker, this is actually one of the main part of this old Pokemon method. Alphabet help us to remember where the sticker piece goes, and we can solve the cube while blindfold with the help of alphabets. We give alphabet name to every edge piece sticker and corner piece sticker, starting alphabets from here clockwise: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. I make this chart for you for better understanding how to give alphabets name to every edge piece sticker and corner piece sticker. Okay, so now I want to memorize cube pieces with alphabets. Oh my god, that's so many things I need to memorize. So after a few minutes alphabet memorization practice, here is my test. Okay, so my alphabets memorization test for cube pieces. Starting from top: A, B, C, D, left E, F, G, H, front I, J, K, L, right M, N, O, P, back Q, R, S, T, and now down U, V, W, X, and same for the corners: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. I passed my memorization test for alphabets. That's so easy. Let's go. Okay, now I know every sticker alphabet. I know all the 3 algorithms. I know the set of moves. Everything in my mind about this old Pokemon method. So now let's try to solve the cube blindfolded. It's time to complete the challenge. But I request to all of you guys, if I learn this skill and solve this cube while blindfold, I need your support. Like the video, share with your friend, subscribe, help me to grow this channel and changing my life. I have more amazing content that I will upload on this channel, but I need your support. So I try for the first time scramble the cube and looking the cube to see which piece goes where and try to memorizing every piece alphabet. Okay, before starting I solve this cube blindfold, I tell you another most important thing. After scrambling this cube, we know this cube is scrambled and we just look the cube and remember all the pieces where each piece go and remember every sticker piece alphabet. For example, let's take a look at this scrambled cube. Our first buffer piece is pink and green. Pink on the top, it goes here, which is the F location. Pink sticker swap with a yellow sticker. In a F location, there is also unsolved piece. When we swap these 2 pieces, this piece will solve and this goes to the buffer. So this is yellow and green, it goes here to the C location. So for these 2 pieces, our memorization is F and C. We need to only memorizing the unsolved piece alphabet. Like for example, this piece goes here, it's F, then this goes here, it's C, then this goes here, it's H. And repeat this process for all other unsolved pieces. For corners alphabet memorization, follow the exact same method. Another important thing during blindfold memorization of alphabet letters is if the buffer came in the right spot and some pieces remaining to solve, we just need to remember which of our pieces is not solved. So just swap the buffer with any unsolved piece and memorizing the location of that alphabet. I show you the example. After I solved these 4 pieces, the buffer came in the right spot. So now I just swap the buffer with any unsolved piece. I swap with this unsolved piece, yellow color on top. I want to swap yellow with this yellow color sticker and the location of this sticker is P. So my memorization for this buffer piece is P. After moving the buffer to the P location, I know a new cycle will start and then I try to solve the remaining unsolved pieces. For alphabets letter memorization, I give you one tip. Make sure to memorize alphabet letters with pair. Memorizing alphabet letters with pairs, it's really helpful to solve cube while blindfold. I try first time to solving the cube blindfolded. By the way, our home graphs are almost ready. But right now the grapes are not fully ready for eating because the grapes are so sour. They are not sweet. I'll update you soon about this in my next videos. I try so many times, but sometime I forget my alphabet memorization and I messed up the whole cube. Oh my god, that's so frustrated. I try again and again for hours, but I can't solve the cube. The hardest thing now is memorizing alphabets again and again. Then I quit and I try to solving both sides individually one by one without looking. My goal is to look the cube, memorizing edges alphabets and solve only edges. Then saw the cube and solving the corners without looking. I write down my memorization alphabet letters in my phone, and after memorizing letters, I try to solve only the edges without looking. This time I didn't get the parity situation. Now I tell you about the parity algorithm and use case. Parity algorithm is a very important part of the Orr-Pokman method. For example, first I want to solve the edges, which is my strategy. So I count the alphabet letters. If the letter comes in the odd numbers, that means we must apply parity algorithm one time after solving all the edges and then solving the corners. And that's it, our cube is solved. But if the alphabet letter came in equal, you don't need to apply a parity algorithm. That's the simple definition of the parity algorithm and the parity algorithm use case. Yeah, let's go. All the edges are solved. After solving the edges, I look the cube, memorizing the corners alphabet and solving the corners without looking. Yes! So look at that. So my cube is solved. Then after that, I try to solve the full cube blindfolded and complete the skill. Then after many failing attempts, this time after 4.5 minutes. Alright guys, I hope I solve all the edges. So I can see, you guys see. Now it's a parity situation. I apply the parity algorithm and then start solving corners. And after more 4 minutes, this happened. Okay, let's see. Yes! 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 Let's go! I did it!